Hey guys, Jonito here. I want to give a big shout out to all our followers. You guys are wonderful. You guys are amazing. God bless you. But I have a question that one of you asked, and I'm just going to use this short time to explain it. So, somebody asked about how value and relation and responsibility work in a relationship. And that's a good question. I was just sharing a video talking about why relationship matters. And this, I was talking about marital relationship, which is so important. Okay, it can be also about girlfriend and boyfriend relationship, but we are Christians, so we'll concern more about marital relationship. So here's the issue. So two things that keep your relationship together: one is value and the other is responsibility. There is no value without a responsibility. In order to maintain something that you consider so precious, which I can term it value, you have a responsibility to keep it, to preserve it, to contain it. Okay, so that is why in your relationship you must find the value of why the two of you are together. Why do you guys have to come together? What brought you guys together? What is something in common that keeps you guys together? Find that value, and if you find it, start looking for responsibility in order to keep it. Okay? Now, when God created man and woman, God put them in a spiritual place in the Garden of Eden. So, God wanted them to preserve the value inside of them. Okay? You might not understand what I'm saying here, but it's more of spiritual realm than of the physical. But those who are believers, you can understand me better. But what I'm saying, God kept Adam and Eve in the Garden of Eden because God wanted them to preserve the value inside of them. They were spiritual. They were never born from any parents. God created them. He breathed in them. And so God wanted them to keep that value in them so that God can go on ahead and finish his agenda. But at some point, they lose that value. Amen. They were not able to preserve that value that God had given them. Amen. So they were sent out of the garden. So to this topic, your relationship needs one, a value. Okay? Find that value. Why do we came together? Why do we get married? Why are we together in the first place? What is our goal? So once you discover the common value, you now look for ways to preserve it. The reason why others are divorced and others are not divorced is because they recognize their value and they keep working on ways to preserve it and to keep it. That is why marriages succeed. Look at, I'm going to show you an example here. This is a sandwich. Now, in order for the content of this sandwich to stay in place, we have to use two of this bread and we put that something inside of it. This bread could not taste as sandwich without this content inside of it. So I enjoy this. Why? Because there is something inside of this sandwich that makes me feel the aroma, the taste, and something that me feel like I should eat it all. So it's the same thing when you're married. This is you and this is your partner. There must be something inside between the two of you that keeps you together. It's not only a child. You may be thinking of maybe a child. No. But if that is your value, keep it okay. The reason why I'm just saying that it's not a child, because when you guys got together, there's no children in between you guys. In every early relationship, there's no child in between. But along the way, you might have children. So which therefore means the value that brought you guys together is different from a child. So but think of it and see how you can preserve it, how you can keep it, and that will help to keep your marriage going successfully, maintaining a consistent momentum that will make you look back someday and say, wow, we are 5 years, 6 years, 7 years, 8 years in marriage and we still love it. Amen. So that's the only way I can explain what value is. But for someone who really want to understand, when we talk of value, value is something that they regard to something. They regard that something is being held, okay, to deserve some kind of preference, okay, the importance or the worth or the usefulness of something. That is what we call value, okay? A person's principles or standard of behavior or one's judgment of what is so important is also a value. So why? Because you wanted to do wrong, but something tell you, if I do this, something will happen. So you try to preserve something, and that is what we call value. So God bless you, and I'm happy that someone asked. If you have question, drop it. We're here to answer you, okay? God bless you. If you like what you hear, follow us. If you follow us, you'll be blessed, and someone around you will be blessed.